Ales coming right up. Hello, and welcome to the BRB. Please, have a seat. You're just in time for Tavern chatter.
You apparently had the craziest introduction to Dungeons and Dragons playing one of the weirdest systems I've ever heard. What made you stick with it?
Dice are fun to roll.
Yeah,
Clickety clackety.
Big number gives the happy.
Shiny rocks go clicky clack.
To be honest, we didn't stick with it. I mean, we dropped it for...
That would have been like 13 years.
Yeah, and not even thinking about it, not touching it, not seeking it out, just kind of dropped it.
I was a little interested in it for about a year before we actually started playing, but just never interested enough to actually start.
Right.
And get a group together.
Right. So
it's sort of it would be interesting to play that again, but what are the odds of that happening?
We're a bunch of nerds. This is a nerdy thing. I wonder.
Who wants to give it a shot?
I would have to say what brought me into Dungeons and Dragons the most is the DMing. Once I realized that you could just write your own stories and you could just play these stories with your friends and just let them write the story for you, even though you spent so long coming up with a whole chapter and they're just going to go do something else. I fell in love with this game. I love the chaos that this game is. I love when players can do just the craziest things that'll blow your mind and you had no idea you were expecting it, or just the storytelling is what brought me into Dungeons & Dragons the hardest. I love the lore. I love creating lore. I love writing.
Honestly, I think that's more or less what's kept me since we picked it back up. Is just the storytelling. And once I gave DMing a shot and failed once or twice,
It's literally the best thing in the world.
I really enjoy it.
I can't be a player.
You can, but
Everyone fails the first time they've DM'd, though.
Dude, I let Beck and Brant literally yank me around. Kala too, she doesn't admit it, but she took full advantage. She knew what she was doing. The three of them literally knew I had no idea what I was doing and just did whatever they wanted.
just took advantage of it.
Basically,
And honestly,
players.
it's made some of the more impactful games of my life. In fact, this channel is named after the tavern that was created by the 4 players,
Yeah.
but the 3 that are currently still playing Dungeons & Dragons with me.
Yeah, no, I wasn't directly involved in that campaign, but I was indirectly involved in that campaign. I heard a lot of notes about it. I heard a lot of so now we ended up getting sent from the mayor of this town that in order to get our liquor license, we need to go and do this thing.
We could do a whole episode on DM advice, and I'm going to say right now, DM advice, best thing you can do is just play into whatever the players are doing exactly at that time. Whatever they want to do, you roll with it. Because I guarantee you, they'll do whatever you want them to do with a smile on their face.
Brant, why did you stick with it?
So, I don't think I actively tried to find D&D. D&D actively tries to find me.
Yeah, we just dragged you along.
D&D just finds me. From the very beginning of my introduction, someone's like, hey, you want to play D&D? And then even during college, it's like, hey, we're running a game. You want to play D&D? And
Not a question. Do you want to? You want to play?
and then even shit with my crazy ex, her brother was playing a game and he was like, hey, you want to play a game of D&D?
And I think I came to you and was like, hey, I want to run a D&D game.
And the best part was, you were like, hey, I want to run a D&D game. You want to play? And I'm like, hey, I know people. Oh, what was it? And you were like, hey, my brother's running a D&D campaign. You want to join?
Right.
Literally nobody.
I want to say it was Drew's game. We dragged Brant into it.
Did we drag Brant?
Yep.
It was either you or Drew that was narrating.
It was Drew that was DMing. The fucking Nothic was with Brant.
I was revealed...
Which campaign did Drew run?
Which campaign had the Nothic
That's still in the
think
minds of Fel.
That's
favorite.
still-
No, it's still Finland.
Mine's- So
That was me running it.
that was
then.
you running it then?
I don't think we brought Brant in for that.
No, I was revealed inside a dungeon,
Drew?
inside a slime.
That's right.
Yeah.
Literally, Brent has never once been like,
That's
I want
right.
to play D&D.
Brant just like happened into that group.
I was revealed by a slime. Slime was defeated, and I came over, and everyone's like, "Are you an enemy?" And I'm like, "I don't know if I'm an enemy. I just came over here. I was drinking last night."
Yeah.
Don't forget, you can dump your intelligence, says Brent. Always and forever.
But the thing that always keeps me in D&D is the amount of creativity you have in that. Where if you're playing a video game, you're limited to the world of that game and how the people developed it. In D&D, the world is your oyster, or at least the DM's oyster.
I don't know. The players have a pretty big reign on that oyster.
I mean, it's for them anyways.
Yeah.
We DMs are allowed to play, but it's not about us.
No, you get to put the problems in front of the characters and go, so what do you do?
I'm just gonna sit here in the corner quietly for 35 minutes while you guys have a group discussion.
Panicking about your group discussion.
Every
Like,
time
oh,
I hear
shit.
a word that triggers me, I'm gonna write it on a notepad and think of scenarios for that entire time. And then you're just gonna not do anything you talked about, just do something random.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
That's one of my favorite things to do as a dumb character. All the smart people is like, okay, we have a plan, and then the dumb character's like, I blow on it.
Damn it.
The joke there, for context, is we did a puzzle where a avatar of death was holding a scale, and on one side was a feather, the other side was some dust. Or no, it was an artifact on
So
one side.
one side was the artifact that you guys needed.
Part
the
of
other
the key
side,
to get to the next area.
Yeah.
The other side had a pile of ashes that balanced out the scale. So what are you guys going to do to take the piece?
We argued for 35 minutes straight trying to figure out what was the exact key, and we had a good plan.
We had a good fucking
We
plan.
had a good plan.
It would have worked.
And then Brant just blew all the dust off with his character while we weren't looking. Like,
Oh no, it was all right. So I think we have a plan. I go over to it and I go,
oh my god.
well, I guess that plan's not happening. Actually, no, you didn't blow on it. I think you used prestidigitation to clean
blew,
it up.
No, he literally blew on it.
No, I think he cleaned it up.
Did he?
I think you used prestidigitation to clean up the
Oh,
dust.
and I mimicked the blowing.
You mimicked.
Yeah.
Because that's how Kamuka do.
Cleaned it up. Literally almost got all of us killed.
It was almost a TP.
It was almost a
wasn't-
TPK.
If it wasn't for the wild-shaped druid, we would have TPK'd.
Yo.
Oh my god.
I love it.
We came out of that pretty good too. We healed the healer who healed the secondary healer
Right.
who healed everyone else. Like,
Thank
No,
God you guys.
it was
a healer
druid
healed
healed
and
the
an AoE.
bard, and then the bard healed the healer.
that's
the cleric.
right. And then
And then the cleric AoE'd everyone.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that was rough.
Oh, that was amazing.
I don't think, and I want to say it was you that commented on it, that you've never seen me go so pale so fast. Like,
You literally turned white as soon. So he goes, make a Constitution saving throw. None of
Everyone
us.
failed.
No one in that group rolled higher than a 15.
Which sucks, because the DC was 20, no?
no,
No, it was low.
no. I want to say the DC was like 16 or something like that. But
It was something weird, but it was low.
and you guys,
But all of us have a decent
Yeah.
con, too.
I think the lowest one among you had a Constitution of +3 or something like that.
Yeah, that
Like-
sounds right.
4.
4.
Yeah.
Mine's a +6.
Mine's a 4. And yeah, no, we all failed that
Oh,
check.
fucking failed it.
And it was just insta-death.
It's your hit points become 0.
Oh my god, that was a nightmare.
That was a wonderful night.
That was it. Oh god.
Yeah, no, and you got. I wish I could capture this. I know we are just tokens behind a board, but Brian's face went so white. I thought he was going to pass out.
Like, what the fuck do I do now? That's it. We're done with the session.
Yeah, his
for the day.
story's over. My
Yep.
story's done. Game over. Time to roll up new characters.
Thank God.
If it wasn't for Beck,
Thank God druids have some sort of. Thank God druids
Second
are
life.
well rounded.
You're a full orc, right?
Yeah.
Do you get the one that you when you first dropped at 0 hit points?
orc.
Okay, because that would have been funny of him just fucking it up.
No, half orcs are the one that get relentless. So Andy,
Hi.
What keeps you?
what keeps you here?
I was worried we'd forget.
No, you're not Lapis today. I'm not going to forget you.
Listen, I'd already forgotten about that, and you'd keep bringing it up.
Because I felt bad. I was like,
The story here.
You could just water under the bridge.
Story here is that in Josh's new campaign, in the first combat, he forgot Andy's character's turn.
felt so bad. To be fair, I play with 9 people, so if any DMs want to fight me, bring it. I play 9 PCs.
I'm running 7 right now. I'm feeling.
You supervise 9 people.
I babysit 9.
It's a 9-on-1. I mean, as previously stated, I have played Fire Emblem since I was a very young kid. That's almost entirely stats and unique skills for classes and like the interactions between them on a grid-based system. So it was an easy transition to move over to D&D where every class had unique skills at different levels and every character could have different stats depending on random rolls. It was a nice little... numbers go good in my brain, so D&D had numbers and I stuck with it. Eventually, I started to learn pretty much like all the basic stuff for each of the classes. So I started moving on to the subclasses, just kind of passively learning all of them. I figure once I've learned all of that stuff, my interest might dwindle, but as long as there's something to learn about the game, I'm good. Which is why it's good that they're coming out with new content. Keep me entertained.
Start going to the lore, man.
Yeah.
That'll keep you busy. All right, it's closing time. This was a fun one. Like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all the videos that we're going to be putting out. If you want to see more of us, go ahead and check the links on our social media in the description below. If you have any suggestions for our next videos, please leave them in the comments below.